Okay, here's where we're at with the Mark III or modified Mark III Kitfox. As you can see, it's got the Rotec R2800 radial engine in it, and we've done a lot of work recently over the last few months on the front section of the plane, all the cowlings, forward of the firewall. As you can see, we've got this nice blistered cowling which we made moulds for, patterns and moulds for, and it fits the Rotec engine beautifully. And how we attached that was P-clamps around the rubber interlink hoses. Not sure if that shows up. Let's have a look. Yep, you can see it there. So a series of those around all the cylinders is holding the cowling on, and it's very strong and soft coupled. So that should work okay. And as you can see, the nice the leg fairings and the fillets on the fuselage, and down on the wheel pan, coming off the fiberglass leg, which is covering my spring steel undercarriage, which I've fashioned myself. You can see a little bit of that steel undercarriage there. It's a little bit heavier than the Grove undercarriage, but it was quite inexpensive to make, which is always nice, and very strong. And of course I could make it a little bit longer to clear this big 76-inch prop, which the Rotec Radial just loves swinging. I should be able to get some serious climb out of this aircraft with that engine and prop. So yeah, the front looks, I'm very pleased with how the front's come up. There's the big prop. And some other features on the aircraft as we go around. All of these skins are fiberglass. I've made them myself. I only had a welded fuselage frame to start with. And as you can see, the side profile of the plane is quite nice. That windscreen's raked forward significantly, which gives it a bit more of a sleek look. And you can see that's reflected in the size of that scuttle panel up the top there. The aircraft has also got static port and pitot tube here. There's the mass balancing for the ailerons. And if we come through to the interior, through the back window here, you can see my cockpit. Some basic instrumentation, just all steam gauges. The floorboards have been polished. All the dash is in. All the instrumentation, or most of it. No radio yet, I'll sort that out. That all went pretty well. And on the back, of course, we've got the battery mounted back here to balance out the extra weight of the radial. So that worked out good. I'll make a hatch underneath that allows me access to that 680 battery, Odyssey. And as you can see, the tailplane's been changed. I've rounded it off in keeping with the antique theme I'm trying to achieve. As you can see, I've rounded the tips here. This is the original Kitfox elevator, except I've cut it about here somewhere, and I've just made a new bow here. You can see the original elevator here. Of course, I've squared it off and then put this nicely rounded elevator. I've put a lot more ribs on the stabilizer and elevator, and likewise with the rudder. You can see the original Kitfox Mark III rudder here, and of course I've added a fair bit more rudder to it, as you can see. And that should, I think that looks nice and should give me a little bit more authority, a bit more stability. You might be hearing the aircraft overhead. We're right on the flight path of Moorabbin Airport here in Melbourne. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. There's a nice low view from the rear. One of the next tasks, so as you can see, I've also rounded the wingtips, give them a nice rounded shape. They're my own moulds and patterns for those. And the next thing I'm working on is these dummy fairings, which I've made patterns and moulds for again. I really should call this aircraft the Glass Fox because there's not one bit of metal on it. And these fairings will get glued on the original struts, and I'm going to put fairings over this. I think all these little extra details really make it, plus it's quite enjoyable. I'm in no hurry. So yeah, I've got basically each one of these has been relieved so it fits into the next one, and I can epoxy them together and glue them all up. And that should look really good. As I said, I'll put some fairings over this little brace here, interplane strut or whatever it's called, I forget. And there's the big prop. It's actually a wooden prop painted silver in painted metallic silver with some 2-pack clear over the top. Looks nice and metal looking. But yeah, it's coming along well. Hope to have it flying by next summer. Definitely on the home straight, but as they say, 90% down, 90% to go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.